Today, Brewer fans have been waiting for the home opener in Milwaukee. A closer look at the long-standing traditions tailgating at the ballpark.
Also, why Wisconsin is lagging behind in student financial aid.
And legalizing medical marijuana will require some compromise between state lawmakers. We'll have more on today's hearing regarding that topic.
And kids ages 5 to 11 may soon be eligible for a COVID-19 booster shot after a clinical trial showed promising results.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Well, inside the comfort of American Family Field, the Brewers remind us summer is on the way, even if it doesn't feel like it out there today. Home opener underway in the past hour or so. First pitch was at the appropriately timed 4:14 p.m. on 4/14.
The windswept parking lots were filled with the sights and smells of opening day. Sports director Zach Hanley starts our coverage from Milwaukee.
Brats.
That's pathetic. That was pathetic.
Beer.
Woo! Woo! Happy opening day.
And bags.
Normally we do like burgers and brats for like Brewers games, but opening day is a little special.
Jalapeno poppers, bacon wraps, definitely.
Can't miss opening day. My home team, my baseball team, favorite sport.
Every single day, the last 15 some years, regardless of the weather, we're always here.
We got Jimmy on the fryer. So he just got done with the mac and cheese bites.
Tailgate season is officially open, and this year the lots are full and the party is on.
It's the best day of the year.
But you're in a car.
I am in a car, but the door is open. The food is out. We'll be tailgating very shortly. Just hoping the wind dies down.
It's also nice on days like this because I stay warm.
I go to Vegas every year and I put money on the Brewers for the World Series.
I think this year we can maybe take it all the way. Go Brewers!
Tailgating in Milwaukee.
Go Brewers!
Zach Hanley.
There's no better day. It's like Christmas.
News 3 Sports.
Thank you, Zach. The game is in the top of the third. The Brewers are leading 2-0 right now. We'll have highlights from the game coming up tonight at 6. Boy, we know that it's windy. When will things calm down? Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is on the weather patio. Gary?
Yeah, boy, it didn't help the tailgaters there. You know, it's too bad the Cubs weren't playing at Wrigley Field. It wouldn't be howling out to the outfield. At least at Miller Park, they can close the roof. But we do have wind advisories in effect for all of southern Wisconsin, or most of southern Wisconsin through 7 p.m. There is a high wind warning for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties, as well as northern Illinois and eastern Iowa, where wind gusts at times have gotten up into the 50 to 60 mile per hour range. These are the maximum wind gusts, and you can see they've been in about the 40 to 50 mile per hour range through much of southern Wisconsin. But Kenosha, a wind gust is 63 miles an hour and 55 miles per hour at Mitchell Field. And these are the current wind gusts, and they're still pretty high, between about 30 and 45 miles per hour. Visible cloud track shows a mix of clouds and sunshine, but not much in the way of precipitation. There have been some flurries up in central and northern Wisconsin, but a lot of that, at least in the southern part of the state, not reaching the ground. High temperatures today, only upper 30s to lower 40s. Right now, temperatures are about at their highs for the day, right in the lower 40s, upper 30s to the north and west. And by later on tonight, the winds will be dying down a bit. They'll still be in the 10 to 20 mile per hour range. Look for a low of 31. Tomorrow's high at 46. It'll be breezy. There's a slight chance for a rain or snow shower in the morning south of Madison. Later on, I'll take a look at the forecast as we head toward Easter weekend.
Gary's hair doesn't quite move like Dana's did at 4. Right. Very, very windy out there. Gary, thank you.
Okay.
Next at 5, legalizing medical marijuana in Wisconsin will almost certainly require some compromise, but simply getting a hearing on it required some negotiations within the GOP.
The bill's author has introduced the legislation twice before, but hopes this time it will get traction. Political reporter Will Keneally sat down with Republican Mary Felskowski as she prepares for a public hearing on the idea next week. Will?
That's right. The timing for this hearing is odd, not because it happens to be on 4/20, but because it comes after the legislature is done until next year. State Senator Mary Felskowski says getting the hearing on the books next week was a deal that she struck with legislative leaders, Republicans who have traditionally been against medical marijuana. Felskowski says next week's hearing will serve as preparation for when the legislature comes back in 2023.
So there's a lot of times that we work on projects after session and just really getting ready to bring it forth in the next session. And even though a lot of the legislators aren't around, their staff are. And we gain a lot of information. Like, I'm not down here all the time, but my staff is.
Some Democrats say, however, that the bill does not go far enough. They're pushing for full legalization, not just medical. We'll hear from them at 6. Next Wednesday's hearing will be just an informational hearing, unless the legislature comes back in a special session, which is unlikely. The bill will have to be reintroduced in 2023.
Well, thank you. In Wisconsin, employers are in desperate need of skilled workers, but fewer students are going to college.
A new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum could reveal a key factor impacting both of those trends, declining state aid to students. Naomi Coles explains.
The report is talking about public dollars in the form of state grants for students. Over the last decade, state aid plateaued after a rapid rise in the early 2000s. Since 2011, it has failed to keep up with inflation or rising student costs. Today, we are 28th in the country for per student aid. That's well below the national average. That sets up further problems for the workforce.
We need nurses, we need programmers, we need engineers, we need these workers in our economy. And if we don't have them, we're going to be, less productive, in some ways potentially even less healthy as a society.
Research supports the idea that financial aid for students is a tool that can help a lagging workforce. The students most impacted, those most in need under Wisconsin's formula. That includes large populations of students of color or low income, further hampering their shot at a college education.
Naomi, thank you. The suspected gunman in a New York City subway shooting was arraigned on federal terrorism charges today. Kate Smith has more from the courtroom.
A federal judge in Brooklyn ordered subway shooting suspect Frank James held without bail following his arraignment Thursday. In a court filing, prosecutors claimed, quote, the defendant presents both a severe and ongoing danger to the community and a serious risk of flight if released on bond. But the lawyer for the 62-year-old cautioned against a rush to judgment.
Initial press and police reports in cases like this one are often inaccurate.
The suspect was arrested Wednesday without incident in Manhattan after tipping police off to his location.
Yesterday, Mr. James saw his photograph on the news. He called Crime Stoppers to help.
The suspect is accused of detonating a smoke bomb and firing more than 30 shots into a subway car in Brooklyn, striking at least 10 people and injuring many others before getting away. Police released an image of the suspect leaving a subway station after the attack. He is facing a terror charge of violently attacking a mass transit system.
My office and our law enforcement partners will use every tool at our disposal to bring this individual justice and bring justice to New Yorkers.
Lawyers for the suspect asked for psychiatric attention while he's in detention, which was approved.
Police say they are combing through James' many social media posts as they look for a motive. If convicted, he faces a maximum penalty of life in prison. Kate Smith, CBS News, Brooklyn, New York.
And all the victims shot in the attack are expected to survive.
A blow to Russia's military today. Ukraine officials say they struck a Russian warship off the coast of the Black Sea with missiles. Russia did not acknowledge the attack, saying the warship remained afloat after a fire badly damaged the vessel and forced the entire crew to evacuate.
It's going to have an impact on their capabilities, certainly in the near term. Whether it has an impact on their naval capabilities in the long term is just unclear right now.
The U.S. and its allies believe Russia is preparing to escalate its attacks on eastern and southern Ukraine. Reports say the White House is considering sending a high-level official to Ukraine, but right now it's unclear who that will be.
Drones have become one of Ukraine's most important weapons in the war, and amateur pilots are using their skills to help their troops. The pilots on a mission to get more drones to Ukrainian forces. In a secret location near the city of Lviv, friends who used to race drones together before the war are now building them to protect Ukraine.
We can help our country. We can enrich our knowledge. We can share the knowledge between each other.
The group called Punishment from Above has built dozens of drones, some designed for reconnaissance missions, others equipped to drop deadly explosives.
After 20 years in the legislature, State Representative Sandy Pope of Mount Horeb will not seek re-election. Pope made the announcement in a statement this morning, saying in part, the responsibility to serve and collaborate with my constituents has been the most rewarding. Pope is added to a growing list of state lawmakers choosing not to return return for another term. 9 Democrats and 13 Republicans will not return to the Assembly next term. Second Harvest Food Bank announced recipients of $200,000 in grants today. Recipients include the Kennedy Heights Community Center, REAP Food Group, Roots for Change, the Mung Institute, and Groundswell Conservancies. Each group will use the grants for a number of community-centered projects. Some plan to create food programs focusing on different cultures, while others will help families become more food secure.
We strongly believe that everyone in our community should have equitable access to food that is both nutritious and culturally meaningful.
Other projects promise to bring more equitable water access and garden space to local communities.
Madison College announced a new memorial scholarship today that aims to help domestic abuse survivors. The scholarship was established in memory of Ishmael Sanchez, who was a well-known advocate for those who had experienced domestic violence or sexual assault in the Madison area.
Intentional financial support will help reduce the burden of pursuing an education that can lead to self-sufficiency and confidence to care for themselves and, in many cases, their children.
Sheriff Calvin Barrett, retired Sheriff Dave Mahoney, and representatives from the Rape Crisis Center were on hand for the launch of the scholarship. Applications are now being accepted. Next at 5, the governor of Texas sending dozens of migrants from the south to our nation's capital.
More on the border policy that he says he's protesting after the break. And later, a lifetime of challenges isn't stopping a young DeForest woman from achieving her dreams. We'll hear her inspiring story tonight at 6.
More red numbers on Wall Street as the Dow falls more than 113 points. The NASDAQ tumbles more than 292. The S&P off on even 54. And we'll be right back.
Ashley's Beat the Clock Easter Weekend Sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday only. Savings up to 65% off for the first time ever. Plus 60 months special financing with no money down. Entire room for only $99 per month. Everything is on sale. Only at Ashley.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
You can get your smile back today. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make high-quality tooth replacement affordable for everyone. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or life-changing dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can help you go ahead and smile. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
This doom and gloom ends now.
It's time for a brighter view. Let the sun shine in with 2-for-1 windows from Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2023.
2-for-1 windows from Feldco ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
He's turned on working families again. Ron Johnson said no to bringing new jobs to Wisconsin. Now he's supporting the Republican plan that phases out Social Security and Medicare and increases taxes on middle-class families.
Time for Democrat Alex Lasry. Lasry says let's get more money into working people's pockets and cut their taxes. No wonder so many unions say Alex Lasry is the strongest Democrat to beat Ron Johnson.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
Ashley's Beat the Clock Easter Weekend Mattress Sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday only. Get a Tempur-Pedic or Purple mattress for $1 a day. Guaranteed delivery within 5 days on all in-stock mattresses. Do not miss it. Only at Ashley.
Tonight at 6, the first public hearing on legalizing medical marijuana in Wisconsin is in the works, while Republicans are deciding to meet now. And Second Harvest grants big dollars to increase food equity. How this money will help Madison communities. We'll see you at 6.
A young woman
faced with a lifetime of challenges.
You hear your whole life about the limitations, but you never hear about the exceptions.
See how drive, skill, and love for the sport have helped this cheerleader overcome her obstacles to become a champion. Tonight at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A deadly police shooting in Michigan has led to outrage and an investigation by the state police there. 26-year-old Patrick Lyoya was killed during a struggle after a traffic stop over a license plate that didn't match the vehicle's registration. Police body cam and security camera footage shows Lyoya resisting arrest before running away. After a struggle, the officer fires a shot while on top of Lyoya, striking him in the back of the head. The officer now on administrative leave pending an investigation. Lyoya was a refugee from the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the father of 2.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill that puts heavy restrictions on abortion. The law bans abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy without exemptions for rape, incest, or human trafficking. It does allow exemptions if the pregnancy is a serious risk to the mother or if a fatal fetal abnormality is detected, but only if 2 physicians confirm the diagnosis in writing. The bill goes into effect July 1st. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has started busing migrants from the southern border to Washington, D.C. in protest of the Biden administration's decision to ease a pandemic-related immigration rule.
Migrants making that journey are already in immigration proceedings and voluntarily traveled. Natalie Brand has more from Washington.
For the second straight day, migrants from Latin America arrived in the nation's capital by bus, about 1,700 miles from where they were detained at the Texas border.
I saw people who were exhausted, hungry, disoriented. Some had been traveling literally for months.
Sister Charlotte Wagner of Catholic Charities in Washington was among those who helped the migrants buy a meal and some basic needs. She says many of them were headed to other East Coast destinations as they await their immigration proceedings.
Some were fleeing violence, really desperate situations. They've been through a tremendous amount of difficulty, and many of them have been through traumas.
The migrants' 40-hour bus trip to the nation's capital, a push by Texas Governor Greg Abbott to protest the Biden administration's border policies and order to wind down Title 42 in late May. That's the pandemic-era health rule that allowed immigration officials to deny entry to most migrants, even those seeking asylum.
The Biden administration and a lot of leaders in Congress have no idea about the chaos they have caused.
These are all migrants who have been processed by CBP and are free to travel.
Governor Abbott has also implemented enhanced safety inspections of commercial trucks crossing the Texas-Mexico border. He says to curb drug and migrant smuggling. The move has resulted in hours-long delays, which the White House says could add to supply chain backlogs. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Yesterday, Governor Abbott announced a deal to forego truck inspections near the region of Nuevo Leon after a security agreement with his Mexican counterpart there. Meanwhile, more than 20 Republican-led states have filed a lawsuit to block the Biden administration's termination of Title 42.
2 people were hurt Tuesday when an EF2 tornado touched down near the Iowa-Minnesota state line. The more than 130-mile-per-hour winds also left behind a trail of devastation in the small community of Teope, about 90 miles, how do you say that? Is that right?
I think you're right.
90 miles west of La Crosse.
Only 58 people in the city. It's a very small area.
Several homes were leveled, trucks were upended, siding wrapped around trees.
You say, just lucky people are living.
It's crazy. You see it on TV, you don't live it yourself.
2 people were hurt while trapped in their basement. They were taken to the Mayo Clinic and are expected to be okay.
Oh boy, some wild winds across Wisconsin today. A look at your certified most accurate weather. Here is Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolfi. Gary?
This is all part of the same storm system that brought the threat for severe weather here and severe weather that actually occurred to our west and to our south yesterday and Tuesday. And then the blizzard up in the Dakotas. Now it's the strong winds on the south side of the storm. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. The winds will die down a little bit tonight, but it'll still be breezy for tomorrow and Saturday, with temperatures only in the low to mid 40s. That'll just add to the chill. And not only will we see chilly weather for the rest of this week and through Easter, but also all the way through Wednesday of next week. I'm looking for high temperatures in the 40s. By Thursday and Friday, we'll probably be back in the 50s. We'll have to wait until next weekend to see high temperatures in the 60s. And then we'll see some shower chances next week. Sunday night into Monday morning, maybe mixed with a little bit of snow, as well as Wednesday. Again, Tuesday night into Wednesday. Late at night, early in the morning, when temperatures are a little colder, there could be a rain-snow mix. We do have wind advisories that run until 7 p.m. for central and southern Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Racine and Kenosha counties under a high wind warning, as well as parts of northern Illinois and eastern Iowa. They've seen some wind gusts in the 55 to 65 mile per hour range. These are current wind gusts, still 40 mile per hour wind gusts in Milwaukee, 45 in La Crosse, 46 in Dubuque, Iowa, 52 in Des Moines, Iowa. The maximum wind gusts today, 55 mile an hour wind gusts in Mitchell Field, Milwaukee, 53 miles an hour at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. So you can see high winds through much of the Midwest today. Those will die down a little bit tonight. There also have been some light snow showers and flurries. A lot of this basically from about, say, Stevens Point southward, not reaching the ground, but there still are a few flurries there. Looking ahead to Easter weekend, including tomorrow, Good Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, look for a fair amount of sunshine mixed in with the clouds, but temperatures well below normal. 46 for Friday, 42 for Saturday, 45 for Easter Sunday. Right now, it looks like it'll be mainly dry through the weekend. Maybe a slight chance for a shower late in the day on Easter Sunday, but certainly a chilly Easter this year. Temperatures right now are chilly through much of the upper Midwest, 20s and 30s in the northern part of the Midwest. You have to get down into southern Missouri and Kansas before you see temperatures in the 60s. And dew point temperatures are very low. Those winds get filtered down to the surface very rapidly when the air is dry, and we're seeing dew points only in the 20s here and in the teens out to the west. If the winds were lighter, we would see colder temperatures tonight, but that dry air has prompted the issuance of red flag warnings for high fire danger, basically from western Iowa all the way back into the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles and parts of New Mexico. So that's going to be a concern if we don't get some rain in the near future. But wind advisories in effect until 7 p.m. tonight for all of southern Wisconsin. High wind warnings to our south and to our southeast. A high tomorrow, 46, still breezy, winds out of the west 10 to 20 miles per hour. There could be a slight chance for a rain or snow shower in the morning, mainly south of Madison. 7 to 10 day forecast, 42 on Saturday, 45 on Easter Sunday with a slight chance for a late afternoon shower. Some rain and snow showers Sunday night, ending on Monday morning, only a high of 41 on Monday, 46 on Tuesday, and then some shower chances Tuesday night into Wednesday, followed by a slow warm-up next week, getting temperatures into the lower 60s by next weekend. As we check out first warn traffic right now, traffic on the Beltline, this is actually here, yeah, the Beltline at Park Street showing traffic. This is mainly on US 14 heading south, not necessarily the Beltline, but you can see the camera shaking. There's a lot of wind out there, high-profile vehicles. Be aware that you could be buffeted around by the winds. Seeing some slowdowns eastbound on the Beltline from about Monona Drive back to Verona Road. 21-minute trip there, 15 minutes back in the westbound direction. No problems heading out of Madison to Janesville, Sauk City, or Sun Prairie. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. Coming up, medical experts consider a third COVID shot after it shows strong protection for children ages 5 to 11. That story coming up next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Family-owned Brothers Maine knows choosing appliances for a remodel or new build can be exciting and overwhelming. Our experienced staff has experienced it all as we've guided thousands of area families through appliance selection. Brothers Maine has a larger inventory and low-price deals that consistently beat competitors, including Big Box. You heard me, Big Box can't beat our prices. From sales to install, Brothers Maine does it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
When we bought this house, we knew we wanted our backyard to shine. And Menard's huge selection helped us achieve that. They had everything we needed for those summer grill outs. Plenty of seating for entertaining all our friends. Fire pits for cozying up. And bistros for when it's just us. Our backyard is the place to be. And we have Menard's to thank for that. Right now, get this 3-piece wood bistro set for just $169 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Impatience is a virtue. When you know what you want, waiting isn't an option.
New Balance Madison, we got now.
With broken supply chains and lives disrupted, businesses like Amazon have invested to deliver on time for you and help hundreds of thousands of small businesses gain access to millions of online shoppers. But Washington politicians have a law that could break Prime's guaranteed 2-day free delivery and threaten our fragile economic recovery. Tell your senators, don't break our Prime. Oppose S 2992. Paid for by CCIA.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Kids 5 to 11 may soon be eligible for a COVID-19 booster shot.
Pfizer and BioNTech plan to submit for emergency use authorization after the companies say results from a study revealed a third vaccine dose in that age group shows high immune response.
Mandy Gaither has more.
In just released data, Pfizer and BioNTech say kids 5 to 11 who took part in a clinical trial testing a third dose of COVID-19 vaccine had a 36-fold increase in antibodies against Omicron at least 6 months after their second shot. The companies say the boosters were well tolerated with no new safety signals and plan to request FDA authorization in the coming days.
People 12 and older to be up to date on your vaccines would include a booster. That hasn't been the case for 5 to 11-year-olds because there is no authorized booster yet for that age group. This may change that.
During the Omicron surge, studies from New York and the CDC found the effectiveness of Pfizer's vaccine in this age group fell from 68% to about 12% against COVID-19 infection. But 2 doses still protected against severe illness leading to hospitalization.
If somebody is high risk, in particular in this age group, has some pre-existing condition and there's a lot of concern, then I think that this is going to be something that is going to be really important.
In the U.S., new COVID-19 cases are trending up in about half of states, but hospitalizations are still near the lowest on record, despite an uptick in some Northeast states, leading some places to relax restrictions. But top U.S. health officials say remaining vigilant is still key.
In that respect, you wouldn't call it a crisis, but you don't want to forget about it because we know what variants can do.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Dr. Fauci says it's unclear how many COVID cases there are in the U.S. now due to at-home testing and those who are infected with no symptoms. He says it's important to continue watching the hospitalization numbers. We'll get a final check on your First Warn forecast when we return.
Ashley's Beat the Clock Easter Weekend Sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday only. Savings up to 65% off for the first time ever. Plus 60-month special financing with no money down. Entire room for only $99 per month. Everything is on sale. Only at Ashley.
Broadway's Tony-winning Best Musical is Dear Evan Hansen. Dear Evan Hansen, May 10th to 15th at Overture Center. Find your tickets at overture.org today.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the Buffalo Ranch Chicken Pizza.
Actually,
It's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Grilled chicken, crunchy bacon, covered in creamy buffalo sauce. Now that is an expression.
Change the way you pizza.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Did your or your neighbor's roof take a beating this season?
I'll call Feldco.
Right now, get 30% off a new roof from Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2023.
30% off Feldco roofing ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
In late October of 2021, I got COVID, and I was pretty sure that I was at the end of my rope.
I knew we were in trouble when we decided to bring in our attorney to start having Joel sign end-of-life documents, business documents.
My last try was an experimental medication. She put me on the Aviptadil, and that next morning when I woke up, I was a new man.
Because of Ron Johnson's right to try bill, I have my husband today.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
I got nothing to eat.
Nothing.
Hold on, I can do something.
Turning nothing into something.
Turning nothing into something.
It's amazing what you can do with nothing and a little helpings.
Open Talenti and raise the jar to gelato made from scratch. Raise the jar to all 5 layers. Raise the jar to the best gelato you've ever tasted. Talenti, raise the jar.
Ashley's Beat the Clock Easter Weekend Mattress Sale. Friday, Saturday, Monday only. Get a Tempur-Pedic or Purple mattress for $1 a day. Guaranteed delivery within 5 days on all in-stock mattresses. Do not miss it. Only at Ashley.
Well, there's the live view from the Edgewater Skycam. Skies are partly cloudy, but the winds are blowing, and there are a few flurries out there, really not amounting to very much, but you see the temperatures upper 30s to around 40, and wind advisories in effect until 7 p.m. tonight.
We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News is coming your way next.